Oh. Hi! I think I'm on. Yeah. Whoop, whoop. Raise the roof. I'm not too late. 10:11, I'll take it. Good morning, good morning. I see Amy commented. Who's all here? Let me know. Y'all are going to get ready with me today because it's been a day so far, but a lot going on. So I hope you're ready to watch me get ready as well. It's just what it is. But I also have the Delphi murder case coming through, you guys. So I actually channeled that. I know it happened to them. It was gruesome. And so right after this, I'm going to be all pretty and I'm going to do that video, and that should be uploaded by tomorrow morning at the latest. Donita, Gigi, woo-woo. Hello, everybody. Come on in, say hello. Hi, good morning, my time. Good day, everybody, to you. I don't know what time your guys' is. And also my kids have to leave in like a little while, so just be mindful I might get interrupted for that. But that would be it. And then so you will have the Delphi Murders coming. You know how I channel those. I like write them all down. So that one came through. And wait till you hear what happened to them. Libby, I this time, you guys, when I did it, it's not like I saw, it's like I encompassed Libby and Abby, right? And I encompassed her. All of a sudden I was like her, and I kind of saw what they went through. And so this one's going to be interesting as well. So I'm excited to get that one out there finally. I feel like it's just about time. And then during this whole stuff I've been going through, my health did take a hit, as you guys well know. I did get a blood clot, and then I kind of overzealously took too much aspirin. So it's just been a little rough for me, a little up and down. So please forgive that. I'm doing the best I can to be of my utmost health. I've lost all my weight from when I was super swollen, and I'm so happy, you guys. Like, look at this. Like, whoop, whoop. Like, I am back to me, baby. Like, I'm so happy. So there's a lot of positive going on there. And then I have this story to tell you guys. So funny. There's a couple things we want to talk about. Pamela kind of let me know in on one of them, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, because we are still in limbo. So keep that in mind. We are very much in limbo, and everything I'm trying to do is just like backfiring. It's like, nope, they're really directing me like big time. I do. Oh, thank you, Donita. I do feel better. Again, it's a little iffy because of the blood clot issue with my health and everything, and my heart the way it was, and trying to heal from that, and then going through all this. It really did physically make me ill to go through this rough ride. And so it's not perfect yet, but I am getting better. I overdid it on the aspirin, which makes my heart pound a lot, and it makes me have a hard time sleeping right now. But I'm getting there. Like, it's just getting back to normal. I'm resting. Yesterday I passed out, and then I woke up with another download of information, which makes a lot of sense. And so there's a lot of positives. My health isn't quite 100 yet, but I have some really exciting news coming for you guys, and I have some really great things to talk about. The biggest one is that we are in limbo, and so when you're trying to do things that's not working out, just be mindful of that. They're probably redirecting you for safety. So there is that aspect. However, we are going to get moving forward. So I have a workshop coming, you guys. It's a three-part workshop. And so this one's interesting. I'm like, okay, it's going to be the 1st of November, the 3rd of November, and the 9th of November. Oh, thanks, Gigi. I've been trying hard. It's not all because of stress. It was because I was actually really trying to look better and take care of myself again after doing all that work and getting sick. So thank you. I'm really proud of it, actually. But I do have a workshop coming. I'm super excited. This is a 3-part workshop for the Ascension. So we're moving forward, coming November 1st. And so whatever that means, right? And they're trying to push me to start marketing myself more. So this is interesting. There's a lot of changes coming on. But starting November 1st, 3rd, and 9th, it's a 3-part workshop. We are going to be going into the blue rays. I keep hearing gamma rays. The blue rays, we are going to cleanse and upgrade the pineal gland, the thyroid system, all of the organs that we need to, and things of that nature to get going in this ascension, because it is very much so still happening, and a big degree, right? And that's part of also why I'm getting sick, is because of the limbo, because I physically am attached to this ascension. for whatever that's worth, right? Look at everything I've done. It kind of makes sense, especially for all you guys who've been with me. We all know this. So 1st, 3rd, and 9th. So the first one is the blue gamma rays. We're going to upgrade some organs, the pineal gland, do that kind of stuff. And then we go into the violet rays, where we are going to start ascending, start doing whatever is needed. So there's going to be different things. I don't know all of it yet, which isn't usual. Those of you who know work with me know that these things become quite crazy once we enter them. And so I never know all of the deets until we get in there. And then the final one is the Golden Gate portal. We are opening up the Ascension portal. Okay, they're calling it the Golden Gate portal, and the way I see it is like this golden gate, and it's like stars, like a black hole. It's very interesting, and that's what I see so far. I know it's kind of like but that's the 1st, the 3rd, and the 9th. And this is also why I'm not charging for Patreon this next month. I'm not canceling it. I just put your charge on hold because I wasn't able to do all those things like I wanted to do. So I'm not going to charge you for that. I am going to still do some posts in there and some meditations in there, okay? But you won't be charged for November for Patreon. It will resume in December, but you're still going to get the benefits. And that way also you guys can participate in the workshop if everybody wants to or needs to. Each one will be set at an affordable price, separate. And so you can do 1, 2, or 3. It's all up to you. Okay, do you guys have any questions so far on all of those? I'm like, this is a lot, but we're like moving forward. So if there's any questions, let me know. I'm super excited. Ascension is underway. I'm excited. I can feel it. And while you're pondering everything I've said and coming up with any questions, I'm going to let you know what happened yesterday. So I've been like kidnapping my daughter and taking her all over town with me. And yesterday, you guys know that I took a hit with this twin flame thing. There was divine intervention and my whole life went floop. So everything I was personally doing wrong. Amy says, sounds good. Hi, Layla, Nelson. Good. Greetings to you too. Was smack dab in my face, right? And I've been having to learn some lessons and redo some things that I should have been doing a year ago. And so my financials took a hit and they're telling me to take a look at that. And so that's what I've been doing. And it's like I had this victim mentality. Gigi says, sounds good. Good deal. I haven't posted them yet, so I will create the links and I will post them in this video and I will send them out to you guys and then let you know they're there and whatever. They haven't been made yet. But so I've been trying to discover that I have this victim mentality with money, with everything I've been through, right? With triggers that I experienced a year ago, things of that nature. And so I'm like, wow, this makes a lot of sense. I'm not really a victim. And so that's been my thing, right? And so we've been transitioning. So like I was down to like my bag of quarters yesterday, going out Ubering to make some money. And like it's okay, but this is just where we were at. And for some reason I'm like, I'm gonna grab this bag of quarters and take it with me. And I didn't know why, but I grabbed my bag of quarters and I took it with me and I'm like, let's go Ubering. Again, I'm having fun with this Ubering. It's sending me all over the place. I'm meeting really, really cool people. Like I never thought I would like it. I thought I would hate it. But I don't. It's kind of fun. And I'm making really good money. Hi, Nika. And so I'm not really good money, but it's okay. Yesterday was about $22 an hour while I did it. So it's not too bad. And I grabbed this bag of quarters and I'm with my daughter. And I had no idea. I'm like, we can get a $1 sandwich with this, right? Whatever it is, I'm taking it with me. And we're out and about. And there's this homeless gentleman. He's an older gentleman, kind of looked like my dad a little bit. And he had a dog with him. And I'm like, thinking to myself, man, I have nothing to give this gentleman because I like to do that. I told you guys that before. I will go out of my way to give these people anything I have sometimes, especially when I feel that pull, and I felt the pull. And I'm like, I read his sign. You guys won't believe what his sign said. Like I was reading his sign and it straight said, I bet you wouldn't have the nerve to throw a quarter at me. And I'm like, ding, I have a bag of quarters. And right then the light turned green and there was a car behind us going, come on, go. And I'm like, Layla, grab the quarters and throw them at him. She's like, what? And she grabbed a bag of quarters and she's like, here you go, and threw it out the window at him. We were laughing so hard. So the story yesterday, I'm like, the highlight of our day was that we got to throw quarters at the homeless guy, but in a good way. It was hilarious. But like I couldn't have made that scenario up. You know what I mean? Like I could not have made that scenario up. I had the urge to grab my bag of quarters. Why, I don't know. Just I had some money in my account. I don't even know why I did it. But isn't that funny? But I grabbed my bag of quarters, and this guy's sign had to say, I bet you don't have the nerve to throw a quarter at me. And that's when I'm like, bing, I brought my quarters. And he had a beautiful white dog. And I'm just like, Layla, throw. So my daughter got to throw quarters at the homeless man. And he was very thankful that we threw quarters at him. Isn't that a great story? I loved that highlight of my day yesterday. I really, really did. And then in the nighttime, like, it was really crazy. We got stuck at a restaurant for an hour waiting for this guy's meal. And I'm like, there goes my rush hour. There goes my time to make this 20 an hour. Right? A great example for my daughter. I know. She was like, Mom, are you sure to throw him at him? It was so funny. I loved that lesson for her too. But so I was waiting at Joe's Crab Shack, of all places, for an hour for this guy's meal. And I'm like, oh man. And it said one order. And I'm like, why is this taking so long? And I'm like, I'm so sorry it's taking so long. There goes my tip. There goes my rush hour time of all this money coming through. I was like, damn it. And it was like 8 o'clock finally when this guy's order was ready. I drove it all the way out, 20 minutes away to this guy's address. It was an hour and 20 minutes past the way when he ordered it. And I'm like, this is going to be bad. Like, he's going to be so upset. He's going to not want this food. Hope to God the seafood isn't cold because it's seafood, so my card smelled like fish. But this is another part of my story yesterday. I can't make this stuff up. I get there, and this gentleman hands me $150 cash in my hand. And I'm like, there was 2 bags of food. Like, he had a lot of food. And I'm like, what's going on? Well, thanks. And he goes, no, it's not a tip. And I'm like, he goes, you need to go pay. And I could have just, like, I'm like, no. I told him, I'm like, I think you already paid. This gentleman was trying to pay twice, and this was an expensive meal. He's trying to hand me $150 cash, and I'm thinking anybody else would have walked away. I'm like, no, sir, like, take your money back. And I was like, I'm going to wait right here, and you go check. And he went and checked, and he's like, oh, I already did pay. Turns out I got like a $20 tip from this guy. So not only did I not miss that rush hour time, and I only had to do one thing, sit on my butt waiting the whole time, and I made probably double what I would have made. And so it was quite an experience yesterday. Like, it was, I just saw an orb. It was quite an experience. And so I just thought I would share those. I was like, how funny is that? Right? Like, what are you guys paying attention to? Like, this stuff's real. Like, it's really happening. I feel like there's moments of being tested all around, and I'm okay with that. I like it. It's really cool. But Spirit is also saying, if you're feeling like there's a push, don't pull. Does that make sense? Like, if there's something preventing you, let it go. Surrender. And that's what I'm having to do right now. And it's not easy to do at all. But that's what's up, right? Magic, right? Wasn't that great? It was so cool. Like, all of this other stuff seems to be just going so wrong. And everywhere I try to pull, it's like, nope. Like, it's been scary. Like, I'm not going to lie. It's been really different and changing times. But then these miracles keep happening. Like she said, magic, right? Magic. It was great. And so, that's what's up. It's like, what are we paying attention to? What are we willing to focus on? There's a lot of positive movement in the air, and I'm super excited about it. Okay. So come November 1st, it's on. We are starting to just move forward. Okay. Regardless. So I feel like that's good. And like I said, I got Abby and Libby ready to go for the Delphi Murders to tell you guys what happened to them. And this time they gave me a first and last name. I don't want to give too much here because I'm going to do the video right after this. Okay, so that's when I'm going to start getting ready and be pretty. I tried to for this video, but it didn't work out. And then I'm going to do that video, so you guys should have that upload by tomorrow morning. And then, yeah, that's all I've been focusing on is my financial health and where I was a victim at things. So that's been the theme. Is, I'm not really a victim, but when we come through so much abuse, I feel like, so I also have been doing some childhood healing, right, myself. And it's super important right now, you guys. We're all being met with something we need to heal, I'm telling you. And in that, you realize, in those vulnerable moments, how do you not feel like a victim? How do you not take on that mentality when you are 6 years old and being raped with a butcher knife at your throat? Because that's what happened to me. That's one of the things, right? Like my babysitter's son, this was the vision I had yesterday. Stuck a butcher knife up to my throat and raped me. And I had to tell my mom that it was my fault. Like my mom made me tell them it was my fault. how do you carry shit like that forward and not become a victim, right? Like not hate life, like not hate things and not become that victim mentality. And so these are very real things, you guys. It's super important to all take a look back and go, holy shit, look what we've carried forward. Look at the way we used to live in this world. 90% of us have some kind of big trauma. I know mine's bigger than most. And if I told you guys all of them, you'd probably be like, what the fuck? Like, I've been through a lot, right? And I guarantee you, so has my person. And it's like, how do you not carry that victimhood with you when we didn't have control of those scenarios? You didn't have control of those circumstances. And so what I've literally been doing is loving the shit out of my child, like dancing with her and loving her and looking at money in a different way and love in a different way. And all I can say is I'm still growing in love. I'm still growing in love for this person and the lessons he teaches me, even if they're very harsh. I'm thankful, right? And that's kind of where I'm at right now. But this is a big deal with the ascension process as well. I guarantee you we're all being met with some form of that. So be mindful of that. Okay, that's the messages going forward. It is a limbo time. It is a time to look at those, to look at wounds, to look at all of that. Gigi says she's been working on her child also. Yep, see, it's super, super, super important right now. And you want to know what's funny is I asked Spirit, I'm like, can you please tell me why I'm carrying this victim mentality? Like, what in my childhood solidified that? And there was a lot. Like, but the biggest one was coming to that realization of the butcher knife to my throat, being 6 years old, in my little green dress with hearts on it. Like, all of these memories just went boom. Spirit was like, are you ready to see it? And I was like, yes. Like, show me now. Like, please show me. And then it was one after the other, but that one was a big one. And I'm like, oh, like I didn't remember all of it, right? And so we do this. We suppress things. We don't remember things. And it's like, how do you not carry that forward going, oh my God, I am a victim. I had no control. Nobody cared. My mom made me think that was my fault. So every time I was raped or abused, it was my fault, right? Like, I've been gang raped, you guys. Like, these are big things. These are huge things. And I'm not afraid to talk about them. I'm still a very good person. It's just parts of who I was as a child and that I've had to bring forward for a reason. But I feel like they're very relevant and very neutral at the same time for everybody across the board. It's like, it's super important to dig into that stuff because there's so much we're not aware of, and then there's so much that we are aware of. And it does cause us to do things that we may not normally want to do, or to shun love like I did a year ago or many other times, right? This is I'm recognizing all of these, and it's beautiful. It really, truly is beautiful. And so that's what I've been going through. I'm not lying when I said I stepped into my power and I'm trying to be the woman I should have been. And so just, I'm not going to sit here and talk about the twin flame journey, but I do want him to know I still love him. That's all I have to say. I still love him, and I'm still here doing my part, and that's all there is to it. And I feel good saying that in every way, right? Like, I love him and I'm good. I don't need anything else, and I'm here for him. And that's that. Yeah, and that just feels so good to say, right? So let's recognize those things. It's super important to look at those things. It's super important to be honest with yourself in a deep, deep, deep way. I feel like, I carried that victimized feeling forward and didn't even realize it. For a long time, I didn't realize it. And then you start noticing things that you do. So I would come into lots of money, and then all of a sudden it's like I wasn't worthy, and it would be gone like super fast, and so there's all these aspects. It's super important to take a look at, where am I not the happiest right now? Where am I not in joy? And that's what Spirit wants to know. Where are we not in joy, and where are we not the happiest? I'm not the happiest because we all know why. It's been quite obvious what I've been going through, right? And so I'm doing my part to fix it. It's like, what can we do to recognize those things in ourselves going forward? Because once we go through this Golden Gate portal and the ascension is like really massively happening, joy is the focus. Love is the focus going forward. And if there's anything blocking that, it's going to block your ascension process. Does that make sense? Super important right now. Okay, super important. And I'm very thankful for the divine intervention I had, albeit painful as hell. Let me tell you. I have never believed in myself more, ever, until now. Going through this journey, going through these experiences with all of this, right? Like, I wholeheartedly believe in myself. And so Spirit wants to know, do you believe in you? Do you know where your joy is? Super, super, super important, right? Super important. Do you believe in you, and do you know where your joy is? What warms your soul in the reality of it? So many things can blind us. I was blinded. I was completely blinded. Love can be hidden beneath some things sometimes, right? These are super, super important going forward. But again, they're reiterating the limbo. We are still in limbo. This man is still very much so loved. And so nobody is giving up on him. Everybody is giving him space. And I'm just completely still doing the same, right? So much love, so much space for everybody. That's really what it's about. How can we grow in love? Okay, and that's across the board. How can we grow in love? How can we be better versions of ourselves every moment of every day? Okay, but that also stems from your childhood. So, and again, things from our childhood aren't always on the surface. I asked Spirit, okay, Spirit, please show me what I need to heal. Show me what is related to this journey that is causing me this issue. Show me what is causing me to feel like I'm a victim. Why am I a victim? Because if I look at my adulthood, I don't feel like a victim. I take charge quite well most of the time. But then when I would have them, I would give them away. I would be like, nope, I'm not worthy. Oh my God. I would get a taste and I'd be like, nope. And so that's that victimhood, right? These are all important things going forward. So I did also notice Gigi sent a donation, so I am acknowledging that. I'm going to see if anybody else did. And then I gave you the announcement about Patreon. You're not being charged for November, but we are moving forward as normal. It will resume in December, so nothing's changing other than your pocketbook won't take a hit this month. And then the workshop's coming the 1st, 3rd, and 9th. 1st, 3rd, and 9th. They're adamant about that. So it'll be the 1st, the 3rd, and the 9th. Yeah, and I will try to keep it around 3:33 time frame. I don't know. I'll figure that out. I'll see what days those fall on specifically and make it work for what they want me to do. But again, it's like the blue gamma rays, the violet rays portal type thing that they're calling it. I don't know all of what's happening on that one. They're a little hush-hush with that one as far as I know. And then we're going into the golden portal. We are opening up the ascension portal. Because they said they have to close down the other one ASAP. Like it's starting to, they can only hold it for so long. And so that's kind of where we're at. Okay, so the limbo won't be forever. So be mindful of that. We eventually have to keep moving forward. And so let's see what else they want to say. They're asking somebody to trust themselves. They're asking you to trust yourself. Just you're brilliant. That's what Spirit wants to say. You're absolutely brilliant. You're brilliant, and you have the biggest heart. And they're asking you to trust yourself. You already know what to do, and that's what they're saying. Trust yourself. You already know what to do. The person that needs this knows it, and I feel like there's multiple of you that actually this resonates with right now, because we have this. They're saying we have this thing where we're like there, and then all of a sudden that doubt creeps in, okay? And that goes with that victimhood type thing. Maybe I'm not worthy. For some reason, it's I'm not worthy, but yet you're more worthy than you know. And that's what they're saying is you have more than you know. Yeah. It almost makes me want to cry. So I don't know who that's for. But a very powerful message. Because like I want to cry for you. Like I want to validate you in so many ways, and that's how Spirit feels about this. It's like you're so beautiful, you have a big heart, and you are loved in more ways than you can ever imagine. And if you would just open up to see it, it's gonna be flooding you. Okay, it's gonna be flooding you. Like you're gonna be, wow, I didn't realize this person thought of me this way. I didn't realize I was seen that way. I didn't realize that this was that way. Okay. There's so many gifts just waiting to be given to you. Like just waiting to be given to you. And all you have to do is just say, okay. That's it. All you have to do is say, okay, and step in. It's as simple as that. Everything else will fall into place. And so I don't know who that's for. They don't want to tell me who that's for, but they're letting me know that you know who that's for. Okay? That's one message there is a general. All right. Yes. Yeah, so really cool stuff. Does anybody have any questions with what's going on with anything ascension related, anything personal related? I know Gigi's wanting some stuff. That's absolutely fine. Gigi, let me know what you want. Could be general. Sorry, I know you guys sent texts. I will get to those. Hey, Pamela! Yay! Hi, everybody. So cute. I love it. I'm really proud of myself. That's all I can say. And it's all because of you guys. So thank you for being my team of badasseries. I, can finally say, too, I reached out to the right avenues instead of wrong ones. And I am literally trying to stand in my power. And it's very beautiful. And I'm honored. I'm honored to be the one that gets to love my person. And I'm not changing that. Like, that should have been from day one. And that's how I feel. Like, I just feel honored and I just want to love. And that's it. Like, I'm just here for him. And so as far as the ascension goes, limbo. We're in limbo, baby. It's limbo, right? We're in limbo. We're waiting on the love flow because it's going to come. Like, I really do feel that. Love is all around. Love is very much so at hand. The energy is good. This self-healing stuff is very positive. Okay, so let's keep on that. I'm keeping on that. Super, super, super important. And again, you're going to have the Abby and Libby coming up. You guys, this story is interesting to me. This Abby and Libby one is very interesting to me. It's kind of similar in that, of course, it's somebody that, needs to be brought to the surface. I will tell you, they know who did it. I'm pretty sure they know who did it, and it's like a cover-up. I will tell you that. Okay, so I'll kind of fill you in on the details. I'm going to work on that video right after this. I thought I was going to get ready in front of you, but I find it really hard to do my makeup and talk. How do those people do that? Do y'all know? Because I don't. I don't wear a lot of makeup, but I'm like, how the hell do I do this? Aw, Pamela, I got that. Okay, I'll do it. Well received, and I will do that too right after this. Okay, Gigi. All right. A lot of unrest between siblings. Okay. One thing I will tell you is it's ascension related. So one thing Spirit has let me know is they are involved in every aspect in every way. There's a video I saw the other day I was going to share with you guys, and it said, what is going to happen to the people around us that are not ascending? Has anybody thought about that? Have we all thought about who moves forward and who doesn't and what's going to happen? I know I have. I know what I feel, and I know who I need near me, right? Or I won't ascend either. And so there's that aspect of it, but there's also an aspect of, what about all those around us? Like, does ascension mean mass carnage and mayhem? No. And what Spirit has said is they are involved in so many ways. They're like 50 steps ahead of you in every way. And if you guys did notice my twin flame journey, there was a lot of divine intervention. And so divine intervention is very, very, very real. And holy shit, is it powerful, because my physical vessel, my emotional vessel, everything took a hit. Like, it was massively crazy large, very powerful. Divine intervention is very much so alive and around and in play. And they are 10 to 50 steps ahead of each one of you and each one of our relatives. So this is a part of it, Gigi. This is not, I'm going to go in further for that, okay? This is just a general message a little bit. But what they're saying is there's way more than you know going on around you at all times. In order to ascend, we all have to get to a certain point. And so there's an aspect of that as well. Things are getting rearranged. People need to move, but we also have free will, if you guys haven't noticed, right? Free will to a degree. Is it being manipulated? Like, that's also an aspect of it, because there was divine intervention in mine. Okay, so sometimes our free will comes from a place that's not exactly free will, so we got to be mindful of that too. But there's a lot going on. There's like a lot going on. There's a lot going on that we don't know, we're not aware of. There's more that meets the eye. And each individual, like, this is a lot, you guys. It's so much. In order to explain it all would take lifetimes, right? And that's why I came to a point where I didn't even know who I was. I was doing these things without even understanding them. Because in order to fathom some of this stuff, you have to make your mind explode. It makes me feel crazy. I felt crazy many times over this last year. I remember doing evals on myself, going, am I really crazy? Like, let's do a psych eval. Let's figure this out. Please analyze me. What was wrong with me? And they're like, no, you're normal. I'm not normal. Let's not go with normal. Like, not normal. And so, it's just some things and that's where Pamela reminded me this morning, you guys, because I keep trying to do things. Like, I need money, I need to rearrange this, and Spirit's like, nope, not happening that way anymore. I don't even know if I got that bank job. I took the test and everything. It's supposed to start on the 8th, and I haven't heard. Like, everything's in limbo for me. Like, it's no joke. I have literally lost all control, and I've had to surrender to the umpteenth degree. And that's all Spirit's asking of everybody. You must surrender. We must stop trying to control, because we don't understand. I don't understand everything, y'all, and I caused a lot of this stuff. Well, not necessarily caused it, because Spirit's also saying it's taking the collective. It's the collective mind that is causing us to help ascend, okay? But I was a big player in all of this, and I still don't understand it all, right? And so there's that aspect. If I can move these mountains, if I cleared Shasta, if I rose Atlantis, I did all this crazy stuff that I can't fathom. It's kind of hard to explain everything to where everybody can fathom. But Spirit is definitely adamant. They're adamant. They're like Liz, like the speakerphone. Like, please surrender to your higher self. Like, that's that stupid self out of the way. Because it can be life or death. It can be ascension or non-ascension in some ways, right? It can be painful where it doesn't need to be. And that's what Spirit is also saying. It's like we create pain in other ways, but that's not the reality. When we go against what we're being bumped into, that's where the real pain comes in. And trust me, I know, because I did that a year ago, and my whole life went to shit because of it. Like, I should have never done that. I should have been his rock from day one, which is what I am now. And I won't deviate. I don't care what he says. If he's hurting, I'm here. Like, I should have always been that. But that's stepping out of my higher self. That's stepping out of my dumb self's way. Because I was always convincing myself. Okay, so here's another thing, you guys, is when I first met my twin flame, there was a guy on Facebook who was supposed to be a prophet, right? Like, he had a lot of followers. He looked like he knew what the hell he was talking about. Like, what was his name? Chris? Was it Chris? Something like that. Like, this is hitting me like a ton of bricks right now. Because I paid this guy money when I met my twin flame, and I'm like, I need help with this situation. I did this a few avenues, right? And I heard a few different things. The only thing that told me was my twin flame was a card I pulled from my spirit guides. So I should have listened to that over everything else, okay? So there's another lesson here. Because every time I reached outwards, something would tell me no, because keeping him and I apart was actually a big deal. You can see that changed things. But this guy told me he was straight up a karmic relationship. And the way he presented was that way. But he also said other things that made me listen to him. Like, this guy knew things. He knew things about me. And I'd never met this guy before. Somebody told me to just follow him on Facebook. So I did. And he seemed like he knew what he was talking about. He seemed like he was highly connected. Because he said certain things about me. I'm like, yeah, how does he know? Like, yeah, he's right. He knows something. And then so he told me, he's like, this is a karmic relationship you need to clear. And I'm like, oh. And so there was a lot of that aspect. And the key is I didn't listen to myself. I listened to everybody else around me, and that shrouded what I was receiving myself. Okay? And that put me in a very bad place. And not only did it hurt me, it hurt him. You guys, it hurt him big time. I've hurt him in more ways I would have ever known possible, because I wasn't listening to my own guidance. I was following outside guidance against my own. This is a big lesson that Spirit wants everybody to hear. My own heart, my own mind. I remember talking to Spirit, and I'm like, I love this man. I don't know this man. First night I met him. First of all, I'm going to tell you, the first night he came over here, I fell in love with him immediately. Like my heart went poof, and it was just like, oh my God, I love you. And it scared me. It scared me. I'm sure it scared him. And I said it to Spirit. I'm like, I love this guy. And I got chills everywhere. All the signs were there for me. That's my point. All the signs were there for me. Listening to my own guidance, listening to my own heart, listening to my own self. And if I would have done that, I'd have been okay. And that's what I've done this time. I've had so much outside influence, not from my team of badasseries. You guys are the ones who've saved my asses. Sean, still, I still wish you were mine. And it's like, ignore. I've deleted everything in my existence with him. It's what I've had to do. It's what I should have done from day one. He shouldn't have been there. It's like I'm listening to now myself. I'm listening to the right guidance. I'm listening to the right light. And I wasn't doing that the first time. And so there's that aspect. If we don't do that, it can cause you to do things that you didn't really mean to do on a soul level. It's really that real. It really truly is. Okay. Especially when you have like big purposes and big movements going on, things will come at you to try to sway you. Okay. He and I were very, very, very important to come together, and we still very are. That's why Spirit is not wanting to give up on him, and neither am I. And that's what I should have done from the beginning, is be what I was supposed to be, which is what I am now. I'm still here and I still love him. And that's just what it is. I'm leaving everything else alone. But it's like, there's so much more going on than we know. There's so much more going on than meets the eye. And as we ascend, we're coming into a place where we are in our life purpose. You're getting to know your life purpose, which normally you didn't do until you died before, right? Because that's when you come into that energy and you're like, oh my God, that was my life purpose. When you go through your life review and all this kind of stuff. But now we get to live our life purpose, and we get to know it wholeheartedly. And that's really what's up. This man is my life purpose. Well, part of it. He's a big chunk of it. And that's the way it is. And I am not me without him, right? And that's just the way it is. That's beautiful. And so we're all coming into that aspect. Okay? It's absolutely the case. You're going to start noticing your life purpose. It's going to start smacking you in the face. I happen to know quite a few are experiencing that, just because I know, right? Because I know you're with me. I know you're going through similar things. And it's like, we're trying to, and Spirit's doing the same. You guys want to know what I found yesterday? Okay, for those of you who know who I am, Pamela knows I've been trying to, like, they've been telling me massage. I know it's waiting on my twin flame, because my hands are my healing is for him. Oh, Amy said crown tinglings as I'm speaking about this. Yes, ma'am. See, that's what I'm saying. Definitely important. So, the aspect of my healing, it goes to him first. He is my heart, and I have his heart. And so I am supposed to give him that gift. That's not changing. Like, he is still very much so welcome. And that's what Spirit's waiting on. It's up to him. Nobody's forcing him to do anything. But I do have a gift for him. And once I get to do that, I get to spread it all over. And so that's where we're at. It's not like I'm like trying to push against that, but they're ready. And so yesterday, I going through my old stuff, I'm just getting rid of everything, and I'm making my house a home again, just making it feel like a home. That's just what I feel like doing. And I pulled out an old tote. And the first book, because I took massage school years ago, I did. And my ex-husband did not like it. Like, he made me quit fast. I was not allowed to touch anybody. I was not allowed to do it. It was control. He was like, it was not good. And so I had to quit, okay? But Spirit has nudged me to do this many times over, and I keep trying to. I was supposed to way back in July with my twin flame, but we missed that together. We missed that one. And so it's still waiting. But it's real, you guys. I have this white light that came up when I did it. But yesterday, the book that I found was not how to do massage. It was marketing massage. Marketing massage. Like, no joke, this shit flew out at me. I'm like, oh my God, they're wanting me to market myself in a different way. This is why nothing else is working with money right now for me. This is why no other avenues are going through, because they're wanting me to start stepping into who I am, right? In like a big way. And that's a part of it. Now, we all know I can't get back into massage school because I tried to do that. So we don't think I need the school. I just need my man so I can use my hands. They're his first and his first. And so that's where it's staying for now until he decides all the way. That's up to him. I'm not in control of that. I am just here, right? Here and waiting. Yeah, like, this is real. And Spirit even said that in one of my last videos. Remains to be seen. And I don't know who I am without him, so My gift is still his gift, if he's ever wanting it. But until that time, until the time comes where it's like too late or whatever the case may be, I still have to move forward with that. So I'm really excited about that. But I won't be me without that. Like, I need him. But it's beautiful. Like, I know that now. And I kind of knew that back. Like, I had an inclination into that back then. I remember texting him at one point going, oh my God, it's my hands. And I'm supposed to rub him. Like, it's true. They were like pushing that. And then I got my table. And that's the only way to go. So these are really positive movements going forward. But they're wanting me to market myself. And you guys, this is the case for everybody. So if you're being nudged to do something and you're not listening, things are getting clunky at the business that you're at, something's kind of nudging you your way, like that book just flew the frick out at me. I have all these other massage books. I didn't remember I had this one. Like, this came out of a picture album book, a tote with all my pictures in it. And then it was this. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Then last night when I was at Joe's Crab Shack waiting for an hour on that guy's order, this lady was doing a tarot card reading right there. And I'm like, that's lame. Like in a like I never would have even dawned on me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, I've been handing out your awesome cards when I do my deliveries and I get really good tips. But now I'm going to start handing out my business cards too, I think. I'm going to start marketing myself, which I've never done. I never did that. When I met my twin flame, I was even nervous about telling him who I was. Like, it was a big deal. And so it's exciting, you guys, but Spirit's saying, like, how many of you are not listening? Like, how many of us are going against that grain and going, that hurt. Like, I just took a left turn and hit the damn brick wall. And now I'm broke. Like, how many of you are experiencing these shifts that are starting to go, okay, if you're not listening, we're gonna put you where you need to be, right? And that's what's coming. And Gigi, I feel like this all is kind of resonating with your family unit right now. And that's what sparked that whole conversation too. It's like we are being moved like pawns in some ways if we're not listening, if we're not hearing, if we're not listening, and our heart is also not aligning with our actions is another big deal, right? Because there's more at play here than we've ever been through. How many of you have ascended before? Probably absolutely none of us. I think I have, because I brought this about, but so is our collective mind, okay? But how many of us have gone through these things before? This is all new. It's all very new. It's all very powerful, and it's all very new. And the more we pretend that we know what's going on, the more it might be like Spirit's been telling you to quit that job for a month now, and you're still not doing it. It might get to where you get sick. It might get to where shit gets clunky, and we got to look at it a little bit as we go forward, because that's what happened to me and my twin flame. You know, we were both not getting it. We were both being shrouded. We were both struggling, and divine interventions can occur, and so be mindful of that as well. Divine interventions can and will occur when necessary, because let me tell you, when they do occur, they can be absolutely intense and not something that our physical self can digest very easy. So be mindful of that. It's super better to get out of your dumb self's way. Super better to get out of your dumb self's way. That's all I can say, because then magic can come. When you can surrender, that's what surrendering is, you guys. And that's the key to ascension. We all must surrender, okay? It's super, super important. So Spirit wants to know. I don't know. That was weird. Spirit wants to know where you're not surrendering. That is the question of today. Like, and man, I wish I would have surrendered a year ago, because I can only imagine the passion and the love we would have had a couple months ago. Like, can we get that show on the road? I'm just kidding. I don't even know for sure it's coming. It's so hopeful. Yeah, because I'm saving that for him. But that's what it is. Where are we not listening? Even I did it, you guys. And I thought I was on top of stuff. I just said, oh no, you're good, sweetheart. We've just been kind of chatting in the chat. Gigi's got a message coming, but we're kind of talking about what's going on. You did miss a little bit of good stuff, so it's worth a look-see back. And there's workshops coming to Synth. And I talked about Patreon. So Patreon, I'm not charging you. I just put a pause on the payment, but everything is still fine there. We're still involved, and I'm going to still do some guided meditations for there. but you just won't be charged for November. Also, too, because I didn't complete anything in there this last month due to my thing that I was going through and my health. And so I'm not going to charge you for it, but I'm going to still post. And there's a workshop coming. So the workshop is a 3-part workshop. It's going to be the 1st, the 3rd, and the 9th. And this is about the Ascension Portal and getting your body ready and releasing what you need to release and upgrading your pineal gland, and something about gamma rays. I keep hearing gamma rays that I don't know. And so the 1st will be the blue ray. The 3rd will be the violet, something with a violet ray, and more and more. These are just the basis. We all know what I go into. It always blows our own minds as we do it. And then on the 9th, it will be, you're welcome. It will be the Golden Gate portal opening. We are opening the Ascension portal and getting ready to step through. Okay. So the 1st, the 3rd, and the 9th. We can't keep waiting. So limbo will have to end because they just can't hold space too long. Because if you guys haven't noticed, it's caused a lot of unrest across the board. It really, truly has. It's caused unrest with relationships. All the twin flames are struggling right now, and they were supposed to be united already. This is real, and it's okay. It's what we needed to clear. It's what needed to be seen. It's where we were lacking in love and understanding. And so that's okay. It's all necessary. It's all very purposeful, and it can be beautiful if we let it. And so that's where I'm at with it. And so that was a bit of a recap for you. I haven't created that on the website. I will do that after this. And then I've also channeled the Delphi Murders. I'm just sending this. So that's kind of what we went over to. Abby and Libby. Yep, you got it. It is going to be powerful, and I'm trying to make them affordable. So it'll be separate payments for each. And I think I'll just do $22.22 or $33.33 per each one. Again, I will work with you. We will do whatever. And that's also why I'm not charging for Patreon right now, because I also didn't do what I needed to do in there. So personally, I cannot charge you for that month. Okay, but we're not quitting it. I'm still adding on to there. I'm just not going to charge you. And I also want to give away a couple of freebies. I have the card deck to give away, and I would like to give away a healing wand. I really would like to. Something's nudging me to get back into those. And do something with those again going forward. So yeah, there's that. Spirit's really adamant about the limbo and just being mindful and surrendering right now. Surrendering is super important, because the more we don't surrender, the more we might have moments that smack us in the face. And also they want me to reiterate the message of not listening to our own guidance and listening to false guidance, because that's what happened to me with my twin flame journey. It really is. I was told specifically by my own guidance what to do, and I went with every other guidance around me at the time and what was being presented, and it was absolutely the wrong thing to do, because things were there to keep us apart, and I can see that now. It was super important to keep he and I apart, because it's a very powerful union that will change the world, and that's just the truth. And I didn't see that back then. So it's also very important to be mindful of what's coming at you, be mindful of what you're hearing, surrender, and don't let your stupid self get in your way. That's what's going on with the messages right now. You guys, I have such pretty makeup. I'm like discovering my makeup. I don't wear a lot of makeup, but I sure have a lot of pretty stuff. I'd like to dress up for somebody special, that's for sure. Just throwing that out there. I do like to do that stuff, especially now that I'm looking pretty again. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. It's like a limbo, but it's not. It's like there's still powerful movement ahead. There's still things going on. There's still releasing needing to be done. There's still recognition needing to be done. They're also trying to move us into our life purpose. That is super, super, super important, because we can't not be in our life purpose as we move forward. When you ascend, it's all about being in your life purpose. Just like twin flames have to ascend together. It's about who you are and what you do and what you come together for, and what you signed up to do before you got here, and all of that kind of stuff. Because we're not just here. We're not just this physical vessel breathing and shitting. That's literally what we do as a physical vessel every day. We breathe, we eat, we shit, we move. I mean, that's that part of it. There's way more to us than that, though, right? Way more to us than that. There's way more going on than that. How do you have divine intervention? How do you have all of these things that you guys have seen me go through and seen me channel through and seen what's happened? How do you have all that if all we are is just here now? Right? Right? Thank you for laughing at my stuff. I gotta keep it real, right? Like, that's what we do. Like, there's just way more than meets the eye, okay? Super important to surrender and step out of your dumb self's way. Okay? All right, Gigi, I know you donated, and I know that's what your focus is on, so I'm going to go right back into that. Yep. It's not easy to break out of old patterns, Jacinth, and that's why divine intervention occurred in my situation. And when that happens, that hurts. It is jarring to have that happen. It is not easy, but it's much more pleasant, much more beneficial, much more loving and joyful to do it that way. When you don't do it that way, and then divine interventions or tower moments, as that card always says, they call it tower moments, occur in order to get you to be like, look it. We are here to help you. We have free will, but we have free will through our dumb self's way. Right? How do we donate? Oh, absolutely, I can donate for you. Oh, Layla, I'd love to do something new. Yay! I will post the link right here. Make sure I give you the right one. Because apparently there's a link that's similar to mine that is not something you want to go to. Oh my God, one time I tried to sell this deck of cards with somebody and it took them to a porno site. I'm like, oh my gosh, no. That was for my one deck of cards. It was the Goddess Moon or something like that. And she typed something similar in and it took her to a porn site. I'm like, oh my gosh, not what I meant to do. So my stuff seems to take you places you don't want to go. So let me make sure. Okay, there you go. There it is, Layla. I don't want to pin it because it'll block the comments, but I did just post it in the post, and it should be under the video as well. Just a super donation link. I like the donation because it's an exchange. It really does make it more powerful. Gigi, again, they're saying you're worrying more about everybody else than you, sweetheart. So not only am I going to focus on that, I'm going to let Spirit bring whatever they need for you through, okay? If that's okay with you. It's totally up to you. We can just focus on that. You're absolutely welcome. And my daughter's name's Layla, too. So you already have a soft spot in my heart. I love the name. But yeah, Gigi, is that okay with you? Perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right. Okay. Miss Gigi. So they're asking you, have you noticed that you're tapping into mediumship? Like, aren't you noticing now that you are noticing levels of mediumship that you weren't before, Gigi? You are noticing things coming through. You're seeing things that you weren't paying attention to before. And they're ready for you to take it a step further and try to tap into that more. Okay? And so, absolutely, Jacinth, I will let you know. Okay? Yep, see? So that is the case. You are going through an awakening, but you're like still not quite taking the nudges. I mean, you're noticing them, but they're asking you to like say, wow, they're validating them for you. And that way it's to help that spark of, oh, maybe I am a medium. Wink, wink. Hello. Choo, choo. Okay. So if you, maybe I can do a mediumship workshop. Would you like to do that, you guys? A mediumship workshop where I kind of help you tap into mediumship. We can do it really affordable towards maybe the mid to end November, so we can get through the Ascension one first. I think that would be a really good idea. I think I'm going to do it that way. And that way I can help you go into your mediumship abilities. Would that be okay? Would you guys like that? And it's super affordable that way. Yes, please. All right. Yes. Sweet. That's so exciting. Yes. Okay. Because anybody can tap into that, right? It's not, and if it's difficult for you, you just keep working with it. I really do feel like it's just what's in your mindset and what you're willing to surrender to. Okay. So keep that in mind. It's not that nobody can do it. Everybody can do it. Okay. Yes. Sweet. That's so exciting. I'm so excited. Okay. So I'm going to set that up for like around, we'll do it. after these workshops, because I don't want to like throw too much at you guys, you know, like, oh my gosh, let's pay for this, this, and this, and this, and I'll make it really affordable. But we'll do that one. We'll do that one soon. Okay. Okay. Bye. Sorry, I had to say goodbye to my kids. They're Audi 5000. Gonna go to church with grandma. Why not, right? So that's exciting. So we will do a mediumship workshop as well as these ascension ones going forward. And I'll just make it super fun and super affordable. We'll just do it in like a couple steps, okay? And so it like won't be all at once. Maybe we can do like a couple of them going forward. I really like that. All right, just sent. So I'm looking for the donation. Thank you, yes. Because Gigi, you do have the ability to tap into that, and that's kind of what's going on for you, right? That's George has come through. It's no coincidence you've seen these things. I know you texted me some things, and I do know that they're there, and I will look at them, and I kind of caught a glimpse of it, so I kind of know where you're at right now. And so it's all very relevant and very real for you. Okay. They also want me to pull a high vibration card because they want you to start focusing on your vibration. If you guys remember, yes, Gigi, and I just got chills all the way up my left side, and that's why they're validating this for you as well. She said she felt his pain the other day, and is that her tapping into the mediumship ability? Yes. What I will tell you, though, is on the other side, they don't necessarily have a pain. It could just absolutely be healing them, okay? For sure. Healing something they didn't get to release prior, things of that nature. So he doesn't want you to think that he's necessarily in pain on the other side. But it was definitely something that was beneficial to be validated, okay? But yes, sweetheart, you are a medium. You don't come through me, you guys, and come out of it with nothing. Let me tell you. All right? Anybody who is willing to work with me has something. Let me tell you. Okay? Anybody who can even hear me has something. That's what Spirit's saying. If you can hear me, see me, feel me, you got something. You're not normal, quote unquote. You are awake or awakening, or have the ability to be awake and the ability to do so many things. Okay? Ninka, thank you for coming. I love you lots. I just want to come on and just do one where I just do messages across the board. I'll do that soon too. So we can just get together and do one of those old videos that I used to do where it's like free messages. Okay, Ninka? We'll do that soon. I know it's late your time. Thank you so much for being here. So much love. That warms my heart. Totally warms my heart. Stepping back into where I should have been this whole time. So sad, right? All right, Gigi. The vibration. So a year ago, I did a video from Sandolphon, my Seraphim angel at the time I was calling him, because I still wasn't quite sure who the hell I was. It was very embarrassing at that time. But I did a video on how to permanently raise your vibration. And so they're asking you, I will post that one under here. That way you can have it easily. I did it about a year ago. How to permanently raise your vibration, because it's always an up and down. We can get it high, and it can very easily go back down just from simple things you watch, words you hear, foods you eat, anything you put into your system, right? Yay! Ninka, I'll take that as a yes to hanging out with me again, doing some old videos that we used to do soon. Yay! Okay. So yeah, it's super important for you to watch your vibration, because that's going to take you to new heights. Okay? To the point where they want you doing like cleansing your system every night, doing salt baths as frequently as possible. Your family is releasing things, so they are coming together and they're going like this. They're going like this. They're going like this, because we have free will to an extent, right? Until you have divine intervention, because of your higher self and your heart, right? It's all about where your heart is and things of that nature. And so it is about placing everybody where they need to go. And Spirit wants you to know that they're all like 20 steps ahead of all of you. And so just relax and surrender to that. Okay? Gigi, you got to surrender the family unit going where it needs to go, regardless of you. We have to step out of our own self's way. Ascension is ascension, and we can't control everybody. We cannot. Okay? But everybody has their own stuff to step into. I've learned this my hard way. Everybody has their own things to do. All right? We all have our own part, and it's super important you do yours. And that's what they're wanting you to focus on. You are such like, we are as healers, we like to make sure everybody else is okay before ourselves. And they're saying that is detrimental for you right now. Super important to keep your vibration high, Gigi. Super important to surrender to what's coming through, which you're starting to do. So they're validating that. Yes, you are a medium. That's what you're tapping into and noticing now. That's also why George has been there with you. Okay. Watch that video on the vibration because it will help you do the steps every time it goes a little lower to get it higher. Okay, that's how we keep it permanently high. Yep, surrender. But it's not easy, but they're giving you the tools to do it. So it's not just about surrendering, it's also about your vibration. All right, hang on. There's a few that fell out here. And I'm like, there's 4, but they're yours. These are all for you. Hi, Amy D. Whoop, whoop. Amy D in the house. What up, G? All right. All right, Missy. So this is pretty much everything I've said to you. No joke. This is everything I've just said to you, Gigi. So again, they're validating. These all just flew out randomly in a different pile, and they said, yep, all of them. All right. So these are all about raising your vibration. Beep, buzz. Bring awareness to your day. Every time you hear a beep or a buzz from your phone or computer, take a conscious breath. I like this one. Beep and a buzz. Every time you hear a beep or a buzz, take it as a trigger from the universe to stop and breathe. Take a conscious breath. Breathe that light into your heart space. Okay? Oh man, have I been working on my heart, like opening it and just woo, yeah, I love it. All right? So just breathe and take a conscious breath. Every time you hear a beep, shit, the other night my alarms were going off. I had to wake up this dude at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's our apartment manager. And it was my carbon monoxide. And he comes in going, I don't smell smoke. I'm like, oh, good Lord. If I would have just breathed that whole time, it would have been all right. Yes, see? I know, right? That's a great tool. How many times do we hear these noises? A beep or a buzz. And that is bringing you into the now and the here, right? It really, truly is. I love it. I love this, you guys. Use this across the board. I'm going to. Then they have, no coincidence, low vibes. Things that lower your vibration. Judgment, big one, okay? Don't judge me because I don't judge you, all right? Criticism, you guys, we're more critics on ourselves than anybody else. And Spirit will validate that right now through and through. We criticize ourselves more than we criticize everybody else. And I feel like we also judge ourselves more than we judge everybody else. And that's why we're judging other people, okay? So let's like think about that, right? Worry lowers our vibration, which is why Spirit told me to let him go. Self-judgment. That's what I just said. That's also with that criticism. Self-judgment lowers your vibration. It's coming at a place of I am who I am. I'm beautiful. I'm raised that, right? Not like I'm not worthy. I'm not this, and that's false. And so that goes with that first message I gave when I first got on. Those are your self views of yourself, where in reality, these people you're worried about judging you or not accepting you look at you in so much of a magnificent way that you can't even imagine. Like you're the world to them. Does that make sense? So be mindful of that. Also being unkind, right? Being unkind. And I get that. It's like that lowers our vibration as well. But then you got to also wonder, why are you being unkind? There's always a reason. Pay attention to what you are saying, okay? That negative self-talk comes out of nowhere and it's constant and it happens before you can even realize it, okay? Focus on the good things. This is what I tell my son. Because of our past, he's always to doomsday. Like his dad, like hurts him all the time. He hasn't seen his dad pretty much in a year, except for when he was on his deathbed in the hospital not too long ago. And we don't even know where he's at now. Like, it's not good. And so my son will automatically go to like, woe is me status. And literally I'm having to tell him, okay, what's a positive in here? Is this coming from a place of love? Change that negative to a positive, okay? Like seriously, super, super, super important. Focus on the good things happening around you, okay? There's always something. Like, there's always something. Nobody is perfect. Good Lord, nobody's perfect. I'm sure as hell not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I make mistakes every day, okay? And I'm who I am. I mean, come on, like nobody's perfect. We need to love the flaws that we have, love our bumps and giggles. I remember my first day of jobs, I usually don't make a lot of mistakes just because that's who I am. I'm super quick. I learn super fast, and I just have that ability. And so I'm never like one who goes, oh, my first day jitters. I don't usually get that. I'm all excited. I'm like, okay, bring on the mistakes. And nobody gets that. Everybody's like, oh my God, I made a mistake. It's like doomsday. No, it's not doomsday scenario. It's actually a positive thing. And nobody's perfect. It's like, how do you expect to know everything? I tell my kids this too. A mistake is okay. It's perfect. Because now oh, look what I did. And okay, now I'm going to do it this way. That's cool. Like, how fun, right? Like, it's no big deal. I find joy in mistakes sometimes. I really do. And so focus on that fact. Nobody is perfect. I made a lot of mistakes in my journey. And if I just sat here and focused on that, I'd be done. But rather than that, like, holy shit, look who I am now. Like, whoo! I'm awesome now. Be gentle with yourself and try saying it in a positive, hopeful way. Same thing, right? Be super gentle with yourself. And we say that a lot in spirituality. It's like you need to be gentle on yourself when you do these healings. If there's divine intervention, holy hell, that shit took my physical vessel down to places I've never been. The stealing of the light was killing me. I was literally wailing every night. Like, this shit was real. And I've had to be forced to be gentle with myself through this all. It's super, super hard. But it's super, super important. Okay, Gigi? These are for you, but for everybody across the board. All right. These two also go with this. Okay, this next one I super told you too. Take your baths every time. Drink more water. Got to be hydrated. They're saying this is a big one for you, Gigi. Drink a lot of water. As a spiritual being and as we ascend to, water is going to be key. I'm hearing a food shortage is imminent. I feel like there's going to be changes with the food, so be mindful of that. That just came out of nowhere and it's going across the board. Oh, Gigi, no wonder that's coming through for you, honey. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You guys, I make mistakes all the time. Imagine being me, where I had no idea what I was doing, and I was doing these meditations, and I've made mistakes, Like, we all make mistakes. With my twin flame journey, oh my God, did I make the biggest mistake? The biggest mistakes, because it didn't just hurt me, I hurt him. That's killer, right? Like, how do you hold that mistake and still love yourself? But you can. There's beauty in those mistakes. It's the ability to be able to say, I just didn't know, right? Like, or I wasn't paying attention, or this is where I can love myself more. Like, why didn't I? And a lot of times it stems from things of our past that make us feel small, that make us feel not validated, and all of that. See? Exactly. But the fact is they were really judging themselves. Okay? And we forget about that projection. It's like when people are hurting and they say things they don't necessarily mean, but they say them out of a place of, I'm hurting, right? Like with myself to my other half. I did that a year ago. I was coming from a place of hurt and all this damage that was triggered and everything, and I said things I did not mean at all. And I was giving, but it's just what it is, right? It's like we are human. We are pieced together as a whole. So there's multiple pieces, multiple layers, okay? And the super key to just really love those pieces. Really love them. And if you make a mistake, go, oops, mwah, 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 I love you. Right? Super important. How do we clear karma? We validate it. We acknowledge it out loud. We cry it out and say, look what I did. All these people that had to call me this last year to clear karma, it really did happen. People that hurt me severely were coming out of nowhere. Literally handing me money, calling me to cry and tell me how sorry they were, which sparked me crying. Like this one guy, Chris, that I dated from my past, he was an alcoholic, which is another reason why I have a really hard time with all this stuff, because he was abusing me. He dumped alcohol in my hair. He was not a nice guy, but he taught me how to fight. Like, he made me tough. Like, if somebody comes at me, I'll be like, bam, knock you the fuck out, because this guy taught me how to fight. Not a good thing, right? Yes, that's exactly it. Love them, because they're not really mistakes. It's you trying and going, okay, that didn't work. Let's try this. It's not a mistake. Who coined it a mistake, right? But this guy called me. This is how you clear karma. He just literally called me on the phone, and he's like, he acknowledged everything he did that hurt me. All of a sudden, like, I hadn't talked to this guy in years. He was such an asshole. I got rid of him. I moved quick, so he didn't know where I was. Then he was like, I was like throwing these suicidal things at me because I didn't want to be with him. Like, this guy had a lot of problems. This is another reason why I was afraid of those things, right? Guys would go crazy over me. That's not a joke. But he called me over this last year and he just cried and apologized for things I didn't even realize he acknowledged. And all I could do was cry. And it was like the biggest release. And then he was like, but now I want to be with you. And I was like, Spirit, remove whoever's not from me. And then he never talked to me again. Like, remove who's not for me, because I knew it just wasn't meant to be. And I couldn't tell him that because I didn't want to hurt him. But Spirit did it for me. Okay, and so he made mistakes, right? But were they detrimental? Not at all. And it's also about karma, too. It's like they really kind of do go hand in hand. Because generally speaking, we create karma from mistakes, right? Or from doing things we don't really need to do, or from a place of pain. They're all very much so relevant. Okay? Super easy to clear these things, no matter how big or how small they are. Super easy. Because once he did that, I cried, and it was just like such a release. And now I don't even look at him anymore like painful or as a memory of hurt. And I'm like, look what he taught me. Yeah, if somebody comes at me, I can kick their ass. Like, because he was always like sparring. It's like just what he was. He was like this little dude, so he was really into being muscular, like the little dog syndrome, right? And then, but he was also abusive. But he would like try to teach me how to be tough. So there was a lot of positives from those mistakes, and that's my point. I'm telling you my examples because if you guys can take from those, then nothing should stop you. Okay. So drink more water. Proper hydration calms your body. It also increases your intuition. GG. So when I first had my awakening, I heard so many times, drink more water, drink more water. I notice when my vibration goes down, I don't drink as much water. Okay. And so super, super, super important. I got in the shower today and I needed water. I took too much aspirin. I overdosed on aspirin. I'm not supposed to do that, like at all, because I got afraid of a blood clot. And my vibration was low, so I couldn't exactly heal myself. And so now it's like water, 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 water. I can't get enough. Okay, so water is super important. Super, super, super important, especially going through ascension, especially awakening, especially tapping into your gifts. All right. And then finally, last but not least, Shazam. Remember serendipity? I was using this word with my daughter, and she's like, what is serendipity? Explain serendipity to a 9-year-old. That was fun times. Shazam. What words tickle your fancy? Pull them out, say them, and play with them. What words tickle your fancy? Pull them out, play with them, and say them. Like yesterday, I just had so much fun saying I got to throw quarters at a homeless guy. And if you hear that the wrong way, it sounds horrible. I taught my daughter to throw quarters at a homeless guy. But he asked for it. His sign called for it, and I happened to have a baggie of quarters, and we happened to go. So she did throw them out the window, so it was really funny. But even just saying that made us laugh and giggle. It's true. Like, focus on a word. What word tickles your fancy? Right? It didn't go through that I see just sent. Yeah, I was going to tell you when it did go through. I keep looking at my phone. Wait. Hang on. I did get a PayPal notification. It did go through. I got it. Yes, ma'am. It is there. Okay. So, Gigi, this was a little bit more detailed than you probably expected, right? But Spirit's like, you're constantly worrying about everybody else. And it's super, super time to focus on your vibration, because your vibration will affect your siblings' vibration. They will have no choice but to follow suit. Same with my twin flame. If he stepped in, so many people would have no choice but to follow him and love him for it. Like, he doesn't even know. And that's the same thing, right? It's like stepping up. You're so welcome. Stepping out of your own self's way and doing what we need to do, okay? Because there's so much more at hand than what meets the eye. We're being redirected to our life purpose now at every given moment, no matter who you are. No matter who you are or where you're going, you're being directed there, all right? And if you want to anchor into something you're not supposed to, it's going to be very, very painful, but you're going to go there. No kidding, because this ascension is very real, and the portals are closing and shifting as we speak, okay? We're in limbo. They're holding space because I cannot not ascend, and he needs to ascend. It's like, we're loved. There's so much love here, and there's so much healing that needs to be had, and so they are holding space. But these things are very real. So be mindful of them. Okay? Super important. Spirit's message is super important. Is we've got to step out of that way and don't assume that you can just manipulate and control and that you have all the answers, because we just simply don't. And drink lots of water and check your vibration. This goes across the board, okay? But Gigi is super important for you because you are awakening to your gifts and they want you tapping into them more, the mediumship especially. So drink your water, check your vibration, take your baths at night as well. So salt baths help cleanse that. Once a week even is enough. Or even a nice one. Today I did the cold shock. You can do that in the shower. So I did my hot shower and then I did a cold shock. You can do that as well. That does help too. It kind of cleanses your aura. It kind of just removes any stagnant energy, really quickness. And if you can do it for 30 seconds, you're golden. And y'all know how long my hair is, right? Like my hair, you guys, is super, super, super long. And that's what I did with the cold water today. I was like, drenched the cold in the hair. And that was hard. I was like, long enough to get all my hair wet and cold. And it felt so good though. Try it. If you can't take a bath, do that. Aw, you're so welcome, Gigi. I got you. And I love you too. Of course. And they want you to know your family is okay. But we have to let everybody go where they need to go, right? Or do what they need to do. What's super important is focusing on ourselves and letting others follow suit. Okay? Super, super important. Because you're either a leader or a follower. Which one are you? Right? But Spirit says if you listen to me, you're not a follower. So keep that in mind. They're going to reiterate that. If you listen to me, you are not a follower. And I did not do my makeup. I don't know why they want me to get ready like that. It's really hard. I don't know if I can do it. So you're so welcome. All right. Amy D, you're here. Do you want a message here or on the phone? I know you texted me. If you're still with me, let me know because you can have yours today too. It's up to you. Or I can do it privately because it was from that private forum. So it's totally up to you. Tutti frutti, I don't know why that song's in my head. Tutti frutti, womp bam boom bam womp bam boom. Got a girl, she knows just what to do. Why is oldies popping in my head? Who's Frank? Why do I have a Frank with me? Somebody know a Frank? Hi, Angela. Who's Frank? You guys, does somebody know a Frank? I don't know. There's a Frank here for somebody. If anybody knows a Frank, there's a Frank here. He's an older gentleman. He's letting you know you're not alone, that everything is purposeful. Everything is purposeful, so please follow suit. It doesn't just affect you, it affects everybody you're related to. Frank. Frank has a message. Super important. I feel like grandfather figure possibly. Maybe even more of a father figure, but like grandfather. Okay, Frank, super important. You're affecting the ancestors. You're supposed to help everybody ascend that way too. It's not just about you. It's like if you let fear overcome you, you don't just take you down, you take everybody down that's related to you. Oh my gosh. Okay, Donita. So Frank is asking you to pay more attention because it's not just affecting you. Yes, Angela, today is very dense and heavy, sweetheart. We are in a limbo. And so it's a real. This limbo thing is very real and it's purposeful and it does have to do with my twin flame journey. So I'm very sorry about that. It's temporary. It will be moving soon. It can't stay forever. So the limbo will end soon. But the key right now is stay inward. Listen to your own guidance only because everybody's being swayed everywhere else. So make sure you're listening to your own guidance only, Angela. This is coming through for you. And I'll get back to you with Frank, Donita. But this is pretty cool, right? Like who the hell expected this? I didn't. Super important, okay, is focus on your inner work, self-love, raising your vibration across the board. Super, super, super important for everybody because the veil is not there. We are not, like the protection is kind of not where it should be right now. And so things are very much so real and coming at you and trying to sway you. And it's true. It's happening to me daily. It's happening all over the board. And so we're being kind of guided and protected, and things are clunky. It's a limbo. And so the key is self-love. Key is self-love, nurturing yourself and only listening to your inner guidance, not everybody else's. Because chances are you're a leader, not a follower. Okay? So it's either are you a leader or a follower, and are you surrendering? Donita said with Frank, she's never met him, passed before I was born. And so that's why the ancestor thing is coming into play. And he is saying that it's not just affecting you, it's affecting the ancestors. Okay, so you can't give up. Like, I don't know if you just gave in or given up or want to give up, but he says you can't give up because your healing is healing them too. Okay? You're the reason these ancestors are getting to ascend. All right? Super important. And it's affecting him. And so he's stepping forward, letting you know you're not alone, that they are guiding you through. And you do have people that you're supposed to help. That is not a lie. And he's validating for that for you too. And I never knew you had a grandfather named Frank. How the hell did I know you had a grandfather named Frank? But here you go. I can't validate that for you more if I tried. Right? Right? That was awesome. So that's what's going on. The dense and heavy is real. It's because we're in limbo. Surrendering is key. Staying out of your dumb self's way is key. And self-love is key. And vibration is key. Okay, if we can do that and just accept the fact that we don't understand all of this, we're golden. Because as humans, that's what we try to do. That's what we were always taught to do. I need to make sure I do this, and I do that, and I do this, and I'm going to assume I know what's coming. Don't do that, because I did that a year ago, and I was wrong. I was very, very, very wrong. Don't assume anything, okay? Step out of yourself's way. Vibration, water, super, super, super important. Also, Angela, for whatever reason, they're asking you to get creative. I'm not sure what that's about. They want you to get creative, okay? And then we talked about workshops. So if you're just joining late, watch this video again. Jacinth, what is it, sweetheart, you're wanting me to go over? I'm getting a lot of threes lately, nonstop. I like it the threes. I want to go on a date. Just throwing that out there. Only with one person, though. If it can't be him, then I don't want a date. But I want a date. Now I'm going to say that again because I don't want people blowing on my messenger. I don't want a date with just anybody. I want a date with one person, and they know who they are. It's not them. I don't want the date, but I want a date. So let me just clarify that before I get myself in trouble. Yeah, Descent. What is it? Okay, yes, Angela, and don't even just try to sit in the now and the here. Oh, but the creative is super easy. So like painting, again, it's painting, but they want you to take it to another level. So do you do readings on people and then paint what you see, Angela? This is why you came here today. Do a reading on somebody and then paint what you see. No questions asked. And they're also saying don't judge it and be afraid to show them because it's not for you, it's for them. Okay. Health, betterment, and growth. All right. Oh. Yeah, but that's different. That's different. And that explains it. So you're probably not too thrilled with it. So it might be blocking some energy. So Angela, super important. Get some yellow. Just a yellow cloth, a yellow shirt, yellow pants, because your solar plexus is a bit blocked. Go into your solar plexus and allow it to flow onto canvas. When you do readings for people, yeah. So let all that go. Go into you. Deal with you. There's a reason these things are happening. You guys, there's more than meets the eye in the collective. There's more going on in the collective than you are aware. I'm not kidding you when things are weird. When I say that right now, things are weird, okay? And so when shit like that's happening, surrender quick. Be like, I don't know, I don't care, I'm not doing anything. You guys, I couldn't play with some things right now. Like some things are happening for me that I cannot control. And the more that I try to pull in that control, the more they're like, bam, try again. You're not doing it right, okay? So be mindful of that. Like that's real, very real. And so when things like that are happening, it's that we're focusing on something we're not supposed to focus on. Okay? We've got to pull back a little bit, let those things flow when they're going to flow, let them go when we need to let them go. Solar plexus, super important for you. They want you to paint from the solar plexus. They also want you to do readings and paint what you see. Okay, Angela, had to give it to you because Spirit wanted me to. Donita, Frank is right there with you. I know you don't know him, but he is with you. Start to tap into that, just like I talked with Gigi. But I'm going to do a mediumship workshop, okay? So I'm going to probably do it around November 15th because they don't want me to wait too long. And I'm going to make that one just super cheap, tapping into the beginning parts of it, okay? Super easy for us all to do if you need help with it. Like, I think it's going to be a really good one, but I will make it simple. We're going to do a couple parts of it, so I won't do everything all at once, okay? But I'm going to teach you guys how to do mediumship my way, the way Spirit wants me to teach you. So not from any book, probably not from anything you've ever learned, okay? So be mindful of that. But Donita, that's also coming for you too. Also, you need to be mindful that if you stop wanting to heal, if you stop wanting to do this because it's hard, they won't get to do it either, okay? So you're affecting them as well. You're a key part to the ascension for your ancestors, Donita. Okay, but that goes across the board. We're affecting all of our ancestors, so keep that in mind. Okay, how cool is that? Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Spirit, for everybody's messages today. Super important. I love it. We're always where we need to be. Keep that in mind as well. Yep. That's absolutely real. So those are not false, Angela. That's what's going on. If you remember one of the videos, like, I don't know what you guys watch, but one of the things that I've shared before has mentioned something about NASA could prove that there was negative energies being directed towards Earth. Like something was coming towards Earth, very negative. They're getting into your thoughts. They're getting into everything. With my twin flame thing, what's happening with all the negatives still being around, it's affecting me like on a crazy level. Bad dreams, like I've had to fight this. I've had to work through this. I've had to move through this and still love through this and grow through this. It's very real. It's very much so there. That's why it's super important to trust your inner knowing, your inner guidance, and go within only. And only focus where it's not clunky. So if we're being blocked, stop. Stop, collaborate, and listen. Like, seriously. Like the stop, drop, and roll. Like, stop, collaborate, and listen. If they are nudging you for a reason, there's a freaking reason. Like, you will get beyond hurt if you don't listen right now, okay? Like, it's true. Not to create fear. Spirit's not about fear. Everything's fine. But it is a limbo. This limbo is very real and was not expected. So please be mindful of that. It's not about fear, but it is very real, and you can see it across the board. Okay? All people like me are tapping into that right now and talking about it. It's just the way it is. Okay? Alfidi Aurora, she's another one who's doing good things about that, you know, removing dark entities, she sees it too. It's very much so real. Hitchhiker, she talks about. These things are real, okay? And it's because things didn't happen the way they're supposed to, but that's okay. Everything's fine. Spirit also wants to say that everything's fine. Like, it's still okay, and not all hope is not lost at all. The love is still there, okay? Love is still very much so there, on my end, at least. All right, and so there's still positives at hand. I'm not tapping into any of that because I don't want to. I already asked not to get anything on the twin flame journey, because he doesn't want me. It's just been too much. It's done. But it is affecting the collective. It is very, very real. And that's the limbo that Spirit is talking about. All right. And so it's super important to do bubbles. It's super important to drink lots of water. It's super important to trust your inner knowing over your head, because that's how they get in, right? And your solar plexus. Okay. All right. Jacinth, you are up, my dear. Every time I look, three. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna drink of this and a drink of that and a drink. I got 3 drinks going on here. Literally, this is how I roll. I have alkaline water, super important. I don't buy my bottled water anymore. I keep hearing him in my head. I have coffee, not healthy, and my Pepsi. Totally great, right? That's my 3 drinks. Should be healthy, but it's not. That's how I'm rolling today. And I still got to do my makeup, and I couldn't do it live. Damn it. That's okay. That way I can be pretty for my Delphi murder videos. So I think those will get more traffic than these anyways, right? I just saw another orb. Am I just the only one seeing them? I keep seeing it up here. It like goes whoop, whoop. All right, Miss Jacinth. Water. Where's my drink? Aw. Thank you, Jacinth. That's so funny you said that. She said I look beautiful without makeup. There's a little boy. He has to be about 5 years old. That lives right next door. This little boy is so adorable. Aw, thanks, guys. I'll take that. Even being as old as I am, I will take that. Thank you. I don't like a lot of makeup. I can clean up well, but I don't like a lot of makeup. So I will take that. But this little boy, he's like 5 years old, lives right next door. I love this little boy. He's always like looking at me, and he's like, and his mom was like, you know, he loves you. And this little boy looks at me and he goes, I love you. And he runs up to me and he gives me this hug and he runs back and he's like, you have makeup on. And I was like, no, I don't. He's like, you're so beautiful and you have makeup on. And his mom was like, he's always calling her naked without makeup. And it's like so funny. I didn't have any makeup on. He's telling me how beautiful I am, how he loves me. And apparently he tells his mom this every day, how much he loves me and how beautiful I am. And I'm like, this little boy is like 5 years old. It just warms my heart. That's what that made me think of. I don't know why. I was like, oh, thanks. It made my day. If only, right? Like, if only. He's so cute. Oh my gosh, he's a cute little whippersnapper. Smart little boy, right? Like a smart little boy. But he's so funny. Just like, you have makeup on. And I didn't have any makeup on at all. And I probably had my like baggy eyes that day from no sleep. It was so funny. So thank you. I will take that. No makeup compliments are great. And to be told I had makeup on when I had none by a little boy who, kids are so honest. Let's be real. They're like brutally honest. Yes, he sees my true light. A lot of the kids around here do. That's the funny thing. Some of the adults do too, and either they're nice to me or they're not. Yeah, and so that's been, or they avoid me like the plague. But yeah, the kids around here are pretty interesting. So it's funny you said that. Sometimes they will flock to me like crazy, and it's super cute. And that is how it was at work too. People didn't understand that, but that's why I do work well with kids. So yeah, that's part of it. Super cute though. I love this little boy. I'll take it. So now every time I go out, I'm like, nope, I'm wearing makeup without makeup. Like, I'm super pretty. It's funny. I love it. All right. Jacinth. Okay, so right away they're like, what are you waiting for? Jacinth, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? And why haven't you told your daughter, let's start making natural products? I feel like they're like, your higher self. Aw, thanks, Angela. Yeah, kids have an ability to see what's real, don't they? That's why they call them brutally honest, right? They are. They can be brutally honest because they can see what's real. They can see where your vibe's at. They see where you're emanating, and they see who you are, right? Yeah. Oh, and that's why autistic kiddos, too, and the more violent ones, were not usually violent with me. The really severe ones would be at first, but it wouldn't take me long, right? And they would just be like, they wouldn't attack me anymore, right? And so there's that aspect too. That's why I did work really well in that environment. With my heart the way it is, though, now I'm like kind of done with it. But just my health, like I just want to be healthy and focus on that. And so I think I've kind of spent my energy there enough, but that's why I was really good at it. But Jacinth, they're wondering why you haven't done anything yet. Like you already have everything you need and you can have an Insta business. Insta business. And your daughter. And you'll help her wake up. This is what's coming through. But everybody here would be like knocking on your door. So it's like they can't do what you can do. So I'm not giving anything away, Spirit's saying. But that was a soda burp. I'm so sorry. Don't drink soda on live. Note to self. That's worse than healing burps. Carbonation burps. But they're wondering why you haven't stepped into it. So I feel like you and her will have something very powerful. And I feel like it's going to help others come through. And I feel like it's going to help you navigate into your business. And it's like everything is there for you. Yay! Absolutely, Amy D. It's not too late. I'm here for you, girl. I'm not in any hurry. I'm going to do this, the Delphi murder video, and then go make more money. That's all I'm doing is focusing on my self-love so I can love him that way the best I can. And being true to him like I always should have been no matter where he's at. And making money. That's my focus. So I'm here for you. But it just since it's like very, very much so adamant. It's like they're there. They've given you nudges. They've even given you avenues. Nope. So it'll come to you as you need it. You can even just go to a library. Like they're saying that, like this, like same thing with me. So they're like, okay, you did massage before. Go back to massage. I literally tried to get into every school again in massage. And they're like, nope. You want to know where my key is my twin flame. I need to touch him. That's all I need. And so it's like, perfect, Amy, I got you. It's like we keep thinking we need something, but that's not the case because it's already in us. So ours isn't like everybody else's, right? And if you need that kind of stuff, you can look at it in a book. You can Google things. You can get those later on. Like they'll come. It'll just open up for you. All you have to do is step in. We think we need certain things and Spirit's like, you're already there. Like I've already presented it. For instance, when they're like, do YouTube, I'm like, you're crazy. I don't do public. Public is not my thing. I don't like public. I don't like putting myself out there, and I surely didn't want tens of thousands of followers. Every time people would come into my space, I remember the first video I did, I had 200 people show up, and I was like, and I shut down. Like, that is not me. And I would keep saying, I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do meditations. How the hell do you do med? I didn't know. And I kept thinking, I need to go get school. And I have conversations with Spirit. I don't have my master's. Nobody's going to listen to me. I've had many of these conversations. The other day, I tried to go get a massage school again. It's like, nope, boom. I don't need that. We don't know where these are going forward either. Things are not going to remain the same going forward in the Ascension either. Businesses will change. Things will change. It's inevitable across the board. You cannot avoid it, and it's very real. There should be no reason any of you have that doubt in these abilities at this point, right? And so that's all a part of it, okay? And so it's like there's certain things already in you that all you have to do is step into, and it will just be like, boom, 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 boom. You're going to be like, whoa! Like my first video. I was like, what do I do? And all of a sudden I got a visual of just doing this thing for I think I used my little thing. It was like very simple. My very first one. It might not have been the best. People judged me for it. I will tell you that. Everybody in the spirituality forum was like, oh, that's not very good. None of them subscribed to my channel. They all treated me like shit, but that didn't matter. Okay, because that was their judgments. And now look at my meditation videos. Like they're super badass in the music, and I pay for all that. I taught myself how to do it all. I taught myself how to do binaural beats because it was already in me. And all I had to do is like look a little thing up, and I'm like, oh, and then you start to put it together, and it's like, oh, and da 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 da. The biggest thing is just putting on there what's in it. But it's all in you. Everything is there. The moment you step in, everything you need will line up for you. And it's going to be things you didn't realize you needed. Like, oh, I didn't need that class, or I didn't need it. But if you did need it, it would be available for you easily because you stepped into it. The money would show up. The doors would open if that's what you're supposed to do with it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like me, I'm not supposed to go back into massage school. I don't need that. I need my twin flame. I need to heal him. He's first. He gets that gift. It's super important. Like it's his key. It's for him. And if he doesn't want it, I don't know what I'll get to do. That's a part of that. Okay. And so it's, again, I can't go to school for it. It's not something I can learn in school because I'm not a massage therapist. I am a crazy master healer. Okay. So you're not an herbalist. You're a healer who can tap into that ability. And then you learn everything from that aspect, not from the 3D world of I'm an herbalist, from the 5D world of I am a healer who plants talk to me. I know what oils you need. I know what plants you're going to need. I know it's going to cure this because I can feel it in your nervous system. You see what I'm saying? You're taking that gift into the third dimensional realm, not into the fifth dimensional realm. Okay, Jacinth? Super, super, super important. You learn that through just tapping in. It's simply ask and receive. Meditation helps you tap in. Yes. Meditation strengthens your connection to spirit, strengthens your connection to healing yourself. It's teaching yourself how to be now here. Again, I don't like the word meditation. These words like yoga, I don't like that word either. Move your goddamn body. Stretch. Does that help you? Grab some energy and pull it in. Let's do that. Tai Chi. Reach out, pull it in. Reach up, pull it down. Cleanse yourself. Like, change the words. It does help. When we use the word meditation, it's like we have to do something we're not aware of. It's like I almost have to learn how to do this thing. And really all it is get out of here, move your consciousness to here. Home is where the heart is. Seriously. In every way. Physical, emotional, and spiritual. Go forth and prosper. That's right. See, and so, meditation helps you strengthen that because you're dropping out of here and you're dropping into here. You're controlling your consciousness, which is something I've been teaching you guys this whole entire 2 years, is conscious control, tracking your consciousness. I have a feeling I'm going to get people blowing up my messenger. I don't want to date people. But conscious control. Take that consciousness and drop it down. Okay? And that's meditation. But that word makes it seem like it's something foreign. When the ability is already in you, it's just literally being nowhere. Conscious control. Drop it down. You can put it in your hand. You can put it in your chest. Here's the key, right? To connecting to spirit, to connecting to self, to knowing your guidance. Then just drop down and be like, okay, what can I use for this? What do I need for this? What does this do? Ask spirit, what's my next step? But Jacinth, the moment something pops in your head, don't think about it. That's your downfall. If you want to write it down to take an action on it, but don't think about it. Bless me, sorry. That was a weird one. But don't think about it. Okay, like literally just step in. That's the key. The moment we think about it, you're taking its magic away. Like Minka said, right? Magic. Did I think about those quarters yesterday? No, something told me to grab them. I figured it was for me to get a $1 sandwich or something because I hadn't eaten. And that's what I was thinking. Okay, I need to get money in my account. Just leave the money there. We'll just use these for food. And it ended up not being that at all. It ended up this homeless guy had a sign, but you can't throw a quarter at me. And I ended up throwing my quarters at him with my daughter. Like, how fun is that, right? But that was not being in here. That was acting on instinct during the day. Everything I do on instinct. I do on feeling of my solar plexus and my heart. Except when it came to my twin flame, I did that off instinct in my head, and that hurt really, really, really bad. And that was the first time I tried to be like logical about something and listen to outside guidance, and it was the worst biting me in the ass I've ever experienced in my life. Okay? So, lesson learned, right? Like, let's listen to that lesson. Seriously. The moment we try to control things, the moment we try to think about them, shit gets clunky. We mess up. We miss marks. We don't get out of our higher self's way. Okay? And so, you are very technical, but that's old world stuff. All right. Let the technical stuff kind of flow into the natural. Here's a good example. As a registered behavioral technician, I am a licensed RBT with the state, so I know this may not make sense to all of you, probably none of you. There is something called DTT and NET. Okay. I do natural environmental teaching. Okay. And then we do DTT. Okay, which is not natural teaching. Okay, and one is controlled by me, one is controlled by them. Spiritual teaching is all NET. Okay, it is controlled by you. It truly, truly is. It happens in the natural environment. This is a really good example. I've never put it together this way. It happens in the natural environment. It is controlled by you because it's what you allow to let in. It's what you allow to let flow through. And if you're trying to control things, it becomes not natural. And then spiritual teaching can occur. Do you understand? So right now, limbo is occurring because things are not natural. It's going against. Makes sense? And so spiritual teaching is on limbo. It's like on hold in some ways. Because that's when you got to like learn your own stuff. You kind of got to go within. You know, you're in control. That's the best way I can describe that. It happens naturally in the natural environment. Spirit uses everything around you and what's in you. But that doesn't mean there's not fake around you too. So be honest, that's why it's super important to not be in here. Okay? Spirit is not negative. Spirit doesn't like fear. You guys have seen through stuff when I channel and stuff and I use certain words, Spirit will straight tell me don't use that word. Why did you say that, Bree? Oops. Right? It's super important. Even I do it, you guys, and I did it with my twin flame journey too. They're like, why are you saying that? I'm like, why did I say that? Where the hell did that come? It's not how I feel. Right? And so we've got to be mindful of these things. And we do it to ourselves very simply. Right? Like for instance, I can't do massage. I didn't finish massage school. I don't need it. The key that I need is him. There's a gift there, and there's a reason why it happened the way it happened. Like it happened where I was like giving him massages, and it was like super important for him. It was affecting him. And then it just we both were scared. We both reacted in a way we shouldn't have reacted. And that was supposed to happen last July. So I'm a little bit behind on that gift, and it's his. And it's not school that I needed. It was my key, right? And so how would I have ever known that? I went into a logical state of mind going, I got to go back to school. I need to get my license because how can I claim to be a massage therapist? I'm not a massage therapist. I have certain tools from that I can utilize, yes. But I don't need the whole thing. Okay, I don't need it. There's a gift in me that goes beyond that. I am a master healer. Okay, Jacinth? So it's taking yourself out of the third dimensional world of I need this, this, and this, and this. No, it's already in you. And what you don't need, what you need to trigger things will be presented as you need them if you ask. But again, it's controlled by you. So not only do you have to ask, natural environmental teaching, they bring it to you in all sources. You have to be open to receive and work with it and move with it. Otherwise, it becomes not natural. Then it becomes controlled by spirit, and spirit cannot do that. Free will. Spirit cannot do DTT with you. I cannot take you to a table and make you do something. Spirit cannot do that. But whatever you ask for, you shall receive. However, in my situation, it was divine intervention. Because of pain, he was ready to die. And that's not okay. His heart was not there. Totally different. So take everything to your relevant nature, okay, from my examples. But it's what it is. Like, how far do you want to go with this? I need this, I need that. I need to keep this in the structured list environment, because that's not how spirit works. Spirit can only give you what you ask for, and you can only grow off what you're willing to work with and receive, and then they will be like, boom, let's keep going, boom, she's got it, whoop, whoop, and it becomes like this dance and a sing, and it's like, woo, and magic occurs, and natural environmental teaching happens 24/7. 24/7. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Does that make sense? I really like the way I described that. I hope it was well received. It made a lot of sense for me, but that's because that's where my degree is at. Does that make sense? I really feel like that was a really good way to get that. I hope. Yeah. So, out of that, Jacinth, I want to recap. What did you get? Because you're so good at recapping what I say for everybody else. So I want to see you recap what I said for you. That's a psychological thing right there. Show me psychologically you got what I said, that it was well received. And then I'll know we're good. But, sorry, I'm adjusting myself and I shouldn't do that. Like my shirt is off. Sorry. I want to know that you get it, because you're so good at it, because you are so proper, and you are just so eloquent. and you're so graceful. And this, and I get a lot of chills when I say that, and this takes that into that third D. I got to have the list because that's how you like to be. But spirit doesn't work that way. Spirit cannot survive in that realm. They cannot teach you from that realm. They cannot. I had to step out of that realm and be willing to be called crazy, be willing to be not understood, because that's where spirit works. Not in the realm where everybody's at 24/7. It's in the other one. Oh, Bentley update! Seems better, more himself, personality-wise. Like I said, it's okay. Aww, okay. So he's that right with his vision. That's okay. Oh, we can do another one on him another time too if you'd like. No problem. But that's really good. That's actually very positive because he wasn't doing so well. Thank you for sharing. Give it more time. Give it more time, because usually speaking, that light continues to heal and continues to do things. So just keep that in mind. Jacinth, I also did a video on here for healing animals. I'll share that one with you too. And it kind of teaches you how to run the light, and it's really, really beautiful. And so you can utilize that one too, okay? So I'll share that one with you as well. I did that one within the last year for healing animals. Super important, because animals, I've always been healing animals since the moment I woke up, and so that's also true. So yeah, maybe we'll start with like a mediumship workshop. Maybe we can do an animal healing workshop. Like, these are all cool ideas. I love all of this. So awesome. I can't not be me, right? And this is why Spirit says that all my abundance comes in who I am. When I try to do stuff that's not resonating with me, it hurts me too. Yes. Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's it, Jacinth. That is the best recap. Yes, that's it right there. That is it right there. Trust those, but also trust the guidance you're given. So it comes in a thought process. Sometimes it'll pop in like a thought. So I'll ask a question. Sometimes it'll pop in like a thought, and you just go with it. And you just don't think, is that me or is that them? You just go with it and watch the outcome, and then you'll know. Yes. And if you do need some kind of schooling, it'll just present itself as you need it, right? Like, I think I need this, but you've got to step in first. They're saying that's not what you absolutely need. It's trusting what's in you and the guidance that you're given first. And then when you're ready to take it a step further, if you do need schooling, you can do that then. But it's first about trusting you first. They won't let you do school until you do that. Okay? But it will be there for you if you need it when it's time. Does that make sense? So you are being blocked for a reason. Because you're not willing to go within 5151. Look up that number. 5151. Jacinth, that's also for you. Here, I'll look it up. 5151. I'm hitting what they're saying, but I'm going to look it up. You want to know what that says? You want to know what 5151 says? I can't make this up. Yep. The first thing I get is 5151 is a symbol of looking forward into the future and being able to recognize opportunities coming your way. Even though you think someone might not be the right one for you, this person could be the one. Okay, so what that means is just that part wasn't it. It's not about a person, but it's recognizing opportunities coming your way. That just went with right what I said when I said 5151. You have to be able to listen to what comes and go with it, okay? Recognizing those opportunities as they come your way. It could be a subtle thought. It could be a subtle nudge to go a certain direction. And you could be like, I can't go that direction. 5555, right? When I said that, don't do that. That's that 5151, being able to recognize opportunities coming your way. I cannot make that up. Like, that just came through as I was giving you that message. Talk about validation right there of Spirit saying, look, it's not just her saying that. Like, how cool is that? Right? That was awesome. I like that one. I cannot look up that one again. 5151, and use that as a reminder. Okay? Allowing yourself to step out of your own self and recognize the things that are coming your way. And I think that also, that message is for more than one. 333, right when I said that as well. That message is just not just for Jacinth. Super important for all of you here today. That is divine guidance, my dear. I am a divine being. Yes. I love how they do this. Thank you. Yeah. I love how they validate for me. See, I let everybody think I was crazy. Spirit's going to be like, watch We're going to be showing them how awesome you are this whole next year. I'm like, yay! You're so welcome. That was awesome. You're so welcome. And I just reiterate, I know Layla had asked. I did not see a donation from Layla. So I'm throwing that out there. Amy D wanted general. That was really cool, Jacinth. I love that. That was a really beautiful message. And I love the validation, 5151, right when I did that. That also validates the fact that when I show you these messages, they're very real, right? Like every time I'm like saying these numbers in there, like look them up, utilize them, they're very real. Okay. All right. So again, I will create the workshops today too. I got a lot of work to do today. May not do Ubering after all. We shall see. I probably won't. I can do that tomorrow. Yeah. Good stuff. Amy D, are you still with me? I know some of these messages went long today. It's good. Wait until you hear about Abby and Libby. I don't know what it is, but I'm more excited about this than I have. Like, I really am ready to give these girls justice. I went into Libby, so Libby's the one that came through, and I like encompassed her body like I talked about, and I saw them walking around the train tracks. That is very well known. They were walking around along the train tracks, and they got a video of the man behind them and the voice recording of Get Down the Hill. I know what he did to them to get the 55555. That was crazy. I know what he did to them. I felt it through her. She was the leader of the pack, and she's a very beautiful soul. And so that's the one that's coming through for me for that. Just so you guys are aware, I feel them. It's almost like I encompass their life, right? Her purpose, her every emotion, and that was 55555 when I said that one. Wow, major changes coming. That's for me. Okay. All right. Anywho, so I'm really excited to do that video next. I've got to do it. Like I've got to do this behind. And when I did the message for her, when I was writing it down, I was getting chills like crazy. So again, that validates what I was getting. So Amy D wanted general. There she is. Yay. All right. Right when I said it. Okay. Water adjustment. Right away, they're like creativity. What creativity thing is nudging you you're not doing? You're not allowing this creativity to come through because of judgment. What is that? What is it that you think others are going to judge you on because it's truly yourself judging it? Because I feel like it came from like a mother figure in the past, like don't quit your day job. Sunshine, I've heard that one before, so I don't know if that is valid for you, but I've definitely heard that myself before. Like I wanted to be a singer. You guys notice I will sing a lot. So I used to have a passion for singing. I was in choir. I loved to sing. Spirit brings things through with messages, with music for me. My twin flame would come through with music for me all the time, especially that one with It's All in My Head. I Can't Stop Thinking of You with him. That came through for a lot. It was definitely from him. So music is very valid. Singing is very valid for me. And my grandma even told me, don't quit your day job. And that killed me. That threw me like 20 steps backwards. And I stopped focusing on being a singer from that moment forward. So what happened to you like that? Like where in there was there something that you had when you were younger? It was like a passion that maybe didn't align with those around you and you were judged. I feel like it's valid because now it's time for you to tap into that. Now it's time for you to allow yourself to be you without fear of judgment. What is it? If you're willing to share, you don't have to share. Spirit also is validating that. You don't have to share it. You can just say yep or whatever or nothing. But they are asking, like, what is it that you were shunned for or felt a fear of being judged for? Or even if you bring it forward now, it could be a bit. It definitely has to do with spirituality, I'm sure. But it also has to do with like the creative aspect of self. There was something in you that you always knew that made it different. It may have been just something that others didn't do. Well, there's something there. There is definitely something there. I truly feel it in the bottom of my soul. There is something that has always been in you. that at one point you were aware of, you would think about, and then it quickly got snuffed. And you never did it again, never thought about it again. It's like you buried it in your solar plexus, because that's our creative center. It really, truly is. Every time I go into creativity, it really does have to do with my solar plexus first and foremost. Also heart for releasing too, like all of them. But solar plexus is like really, truly our creative center. And I feel like your color was just dimmed when you were little. Does it have to do with making clothes? Does it have to do with interior design or decorating? Does it have to do with coming up with your own invention? Like, what the hell is this? There's something there. That's a big chunk of it because you don't fit in. Okay? There's a creativity aspect that we're not quite tapping into. There is something that, again, there's innate abilities that are always in us. Okay? And it could be the spiritual side. It could be like an ability of that. It could be just being simply creative, which I think it's a little bit of both. Let me see. Like, have you ever tried to look at a person and dress them? Or, I know that sounds weird, like not taking their clothes off, but like imagining them in a certain outfit or a certain thing. Or, I don't know why I keep going to designing clothes, Amy. I do. I keep going to designing clothes. Like, something to do with that. And I know it's rather girly, and so that like felt foreign. I almost see you making clothes for your daughter, especially a wedding dress. Like, what is up? Is there something there? Anywho, you're definitely being asked to tap in for the creativity aspect. And that is simply, again, tapping into your solar plexus, dropping your consciousness down into there, setting the attention it's open and free, and then asking for your creativity. What do I want to do? What sounds like fun? But again, it's stepping out and taking the first thing that you see, feel, hear, or do, right? Whatever first comes your way. And you can be like, what? And then it's going to be like, oh, I remember. Like, I really do. It's like this interesting thing where almost like you dress people. I'm going to dress you. I think you could wear this. All of the above. And it's a beautiful dress. Yes. See? All right. Validating me. I love it. Thank you. I love the validations. And my hair, like, what is this? What is this? Is new. I've been doing this lately. Have you guys noticed that? I noticed in my other video, I was like, like a release. I don't know. Maybe I need him to play with my hair. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I don't know. It's definitely helping me channel. Sometimes I'm just like, wow, and I escape that way. So forgive that. 2222. Whoa. You guys, Amy just said she always draws dresses, and that I tapped into all of her creativity basically because it was all of the above of what I said. I cannot make this stuff up. Right away, she's like, I am not sure. She had no idea. Okay. How did I tap into that? You have that ability, Sunshine. Like, you can look at people, you can tell what color they need. You can tell what's going to fit their curves and make them look so sexy. It's in you. And when you were a kid, it's almost like, you can't do that. Like, look at you. Who's going to believe you know how to dress me? Somebody said something like that to you. Okay? And I'm validating that to erase that from your conscious collective. It's coming from here and it's coming from past. Okay? So it's from your core, and it's also from like ancestral. It's gobbledygook, and it's asinine, and it's bullshit to the shit. Okay? You are a designer. No joke. And I just validated that for you. So as foreign as that sounds, 333. Ah, damn, the synchronicities are insane. You are a designer. And I want a dress. If I ever get so lucky to get married when you make my dress, that'd be so cool. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. I got all excited and I'm like blushing. That's weird. Yeah, would you do that for me? That would be so. I don't know that I'll ever get married again, but that would be awesome. Like, and I see you making your daughters, and there's something there. Like, there really is something there. And once you tap into that, but it also has to do with like a psychic ability. I mean, it's not just a surface 3D thing. You'll tap into it in one way, and it's going to go other ways. Like, the sky is the limit, Spirit is saying, and I'm getting chills like crazy, girl. But this is a part of who you are. And I could not have validated that any better. I love the way this came out. You guys, the comments will be available too after the live. So please read. I hope you guys read these comments with these. It's crazy the things that come through these things. I love it. I couldn't have validated that more myself, Amy. Like, you're like, I am, but I'm not sure. You had no idea what I was talking about. And then as I started naming them, you're like, oh my God, all of the above. Yes, don't let the dream squashers win, Amy. That's right. I still sing, and I've been singing on live. Holy hell. And I've done a mantra, too. And the second one I did, I was more nervous, and so it wasn't good. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck that. Screw the naysayers. They don't know what they were talking about, but it's also designed because, you know, in the world that we were once in, everything had to be small. Everybody's worried about outshining the other. Don't outshine me, and you got to be better than me, and I'm better than you, especially women. Dude, I was so afraid to have a daughter because my mom hated me. My mom was so jealous of me, and all her goddamn husbands tried to sleep with me. She was married and divorced 5 times. It was sick, and so I was afraid to have a daughter. It's like, why do we want to carry that forward? Let's let that shit go. I love my daughter. Like, I'm so proud of her, and I don't care when she wears my clothes. And, you know, it's like this. That's old stuff that is not of us. It was not of us, okay? You are a designer. You sure will. I'm so excited because it's not just clothes either. I feel like it's like houses and closets and like the sky is the limit with you, sunshine. Oh my God. Like, I'm excited. You see this excitement? Like, this is real. I see even Jacinta, she enjoys reading the comments. Yes, I feel like it's super important. When Jacinta let me know the comments were there, I've been making sure they're there for you guys. She does have a bright light. All of you guys do. You cannot come through me or even watch my videos and not have a bright light. Whoever still watches my videos, trust that, okay? You have stuff in you. You are something. Like Martin Luther. I have a dream. Like, you are all freaking bright. Like, I love it. Sorry, I get excited. I can't help it. Like, it's beautiful. But yes, she does. You guys all do. And I love the fact that we tapped into that today. I'm so excited for that. All of you are starting to tap into your gifts. You guys, the workshop is also integrated into your higher selves. Okay, because that's super important as we ascend. We must do that as well. That's why our higher selves are really adamant that we get out of our own stupid self's way. Because in order to ascend, we do that. We start integrating with our higher self. So that will be a part of the workshops as well. So keep that in mind. It's all about layers and more integration coming forward. These are awesome. Excuse me. I want to see your designs, though. Like, seriously. And y'all, Bentley's getting better. Let's keep praying for quick more bitter. Like, I feel like he's just going to keep going on the up and up. And maybe we can do an eye healing on him, Jacinth. I've done one of those before, too. They're pretty awesome. Oh, me too. Looking forward to the workshop. I will get that on and posted today. I'm going to do it in 3 parts, okay, again, to make it easier. And then we're going to do a mediumship workshop, which I'm super looking forward to because it is time to start teaching those gifts. Yeah, so exciting. So exciting. Okay, well, I love it. And if nobody has anything else to say or do, I may just start getting ready so I could do the Abby and Libby video. Super important. And I will put everything on the website and fix my website. And then I'm supposed to start advertising for massage stuff. I don't know how to do that because I need my twin flame. So I don't know. It's a lot of movement going forward. I really do need him. Like, so hopefully that, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not giving up on that. I still love him. That's where I'm at. That's all I know. So yeah. So good stuff. I'm looking forward to everything. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you to Ninka and Pamela. They are both like not here. They're in other countries. And so they stayed up late to even make it for the time that they did. And so I thank them for even coming. Ninka especially, you know, she hasn't been on here a lot. And so it does mean the world to me because they have been my team of helpers getting me through this journey and bringing me back to where I should be. And so I can't reiterate enough how important all of you truly are to me and how much I love all of you so very much. I love you. Yeah, so much love. I'll keep you posted, and I will post all the links under this video shortly too. Okay, so everything will be right under this video. Just give me a little bit to do so. Okay? All right. So much love. Until next time. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. That was so much fun. I do want to do a quick free one where I come on one day and I just shoot off some messages for people. Okay? You're so welcome, you guys. So keep that in mind. Today we got to do that as well too a little bit. You know, when Spirit puts through what we need, we're always where we need to be. So keep that in mind. Spirit is not bad. They are beautiful, and it's such a blessing to have that guidance. So don't ever shun it. Aww. Thank you, Jacinth. I love you guys too. Remember, I'm not me without each one of you, including my twin flame. I am not me without you, each one of you. Okay? So much love to all of you, and I will see you later.